Well, we've looked at multiplying radicals together. We've looked at multiplying and simplifying them. We've looked at when they have variables, but those have all been with square roots. Now let's look at how we multiply radicals with higher order roots, like cube root or the fourth root. So here we go. So let's multiply and simplify all of these things. Let's go the fourth root of 3 times the fourth root of 8. So when we do this, we know we can multiply the radicands, the numbers inside the radical, because the index is the same. By index, I mean 4 and 4. So that's going to be the fourth root of 24. So then we have to look inside 24 and see if we can find any some number to the fourth power. And it is hard to find these because these aren't common numbers that we work with. So off to the side, I suggest when you do your test, you write that, not squared, you make a list to start of numbers to the fourth power. 2 to the fourth is 16. 3 to the fourth is 81. 4 to the fourth is 256. 5 to the fourth is 625. These would be the possible numbers you would run into, okay? So if we look at the number 24, what we're thinking about here is, does anything times anything else equal 24, right? Is there some number, two numbers that multiply to be 24, and one of them is a number to the fourth power, which means one of these things over here, right? And the answer to that is, hopefully, obviously, it's not, right? You can't multiply anything to be 24. And I should erase this one. Like this one doesn't even matter, right? That first one, the one, that doesn't matter at all for these conversations. So really, is it any of these? No. So that means we cannot simplify it, right? This is as far as we could go. None of the factors of 24 are some number to the fourth power, okay? So let's maybe look at one where we can simplify it. So we're going to go third root of 12x squared times the third root of 6x squared. So again, we have third root, so we can combine them into one big radical, and we'll multiply 12 times 6, which is 72, and x squared times x squared, which is x to the fourth. So now we want to look inside 72, see if we can break it up. Again, where it's something times something is equal to 72. And one of those numbers is a perfect cube. Well, we made a list of fourth powers over here. We should probably do the same thing for third powers. So 2 to the third is equal to 8. 3 to the third is equal to 27. 4 to the third is equal to 64. 5 to the third is equal to 125. I think that's all we need to do for now. So we are looking for one of these numbers, 8, 27, 64, 125. Are any of those factors of 72? And the answer is yes. The number 8 is a factor of 72. So we're going to rewrite the number 72 as 8 times 9. And then we're going to do the same thing with x to the fourth. Well, with x to the fourth, we are, again, trying to do the same thing, something times something that equals x to the fourth, and one of them has to be a perfect cube. And basically that means the exponent has to be a multiple of 3. So we can break this into x to the third times x to the first. They add up to 4, and this one is a perfect cube. So now what we will do is we will look at these things that were the perfect cubes, we will take their cube root and pull those out to the front. For 8, that's going to be a 2. So we'll pull 2 out to the front. For x to the third, that's just going to be x. So we'll pull that out to the front. And then what we'll do is we will leave in the 9 and the x. 9 and x, and it's to the third root. So this is what we end up with. 2x times the cube root of 9x. Let's do a couple more. I want you to try this one on your own. So we'll go with the third root of 5v to the 9th times the third root of 25v to the 5th. So pause the video, see if you can work through this on your own. I'll keep going. So the first thing I'll do is just multiply everything together. 5 times 25 is 125. V to the 9th times V to the 5th is V to the 14th. I'm adding those exponents. Now we're going to try to separate these things. And we're going to look for our perfect cube numbers. This is our list right here. And lo and behold, look at that. There's 125 right there. 125 is a perfect cube. It's 5 times 5 times 5. Well, what do we do with the V to the 14th? We're going to separate it. And we need to find the biggest possible multiple of 3 that's less than 14. So count by 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12. V to the 12th times V to the, what's left over? 2. So we're separating 14 into 12 and 2. And now what do? We take the cube root of the 125 and the V to the 12th. So cube root of 125 is 5. So that's going to come out front. Cube root of V to the 12th, what's that? Divide the exponent by 3. I should have been putting a index of 3 right there. Sorry. We're going to divide the exponent by whatever this index is. So it's going to be V to the 4th. We'll pull that out front. What's left inside? Just the V to the 2nd. Can't take the cube root of that because it's less than 3. So 5 V to the 4th times the cube root, I forgot that again, of V to the 2nd. Okay, one more. Let's do 1 to the 4th root. So again, pause, try this one on your own. The 4th root of 4y squared times the 4th root of 20y to the 6th. Again, pause the video and see if you can work through this on your own. I'll keep going. As always, we're going to multiply the two radicands. 4 times 20 is 80. Y to the 2nd times y to the 6th is y to the 8th. Okay. And now what? Well, we rewrite it. I'm not going to forget my index this time. We need to separate 80 into two numbers. And we're looking for a number that's something to the 4th. So as we look through this list, are any of these numbers a factor of 80? Yes, 16 is a factor of 80. 80 can be rewritten as 16 times 5. Now what about y to the 8th? 8 is a multiple of 4, which means y to the 8th is a something to the 4th power, which means we're gonna be able to take the whole thing and bring it out front. So we're going to take the 4th root of both of these things. The 4th root of 16 is 2. So we're going to write a 2 out front. The 4th root of y to the 8th, what do? Divide the exponent by 4. Y squared. 2y squared times the 4th root of, what's left? Just f5. 2y squared times the 4th root of 5. And that is how we multiply radicals with higher order roots.